Hey guys, how is it going? I hope you're doing super well. So I wanted to drop in with today's message of the day. And this is really about standing up for yourself. This is something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and reflecting on when I first started my business and kind of entered the entrepreneurial world about 10 years ago. And a big part of that was for me, it was a big part of that was actually about speaking to injustices that happen and take place for women in particular, because my own life experiences for so much of my life were about me looking for justice for things that I had experienced. And that fire is still within me, and I'm like really happy about that. And I think it's really important to have this conversation about standing up for ourselves, because standing up for ourselves and standing up for what we believe in, because what this really is about our moral compass. And when we stand up for ourselves and we stand up for others and we stand up against injustice, so we stand for justice, what we're doing is we're saying, this is my moral compass, this is where I stand, and this is something that I am unwilling to compromise on. And I think that's incredibly powerful. The fact that we get to stand for justice when we see injustice happening, oppression happening, violence and abuse happening, and this fire is lit within us to stand up for ourselves and to stand up for others. And I do believe that we are designed like this. I don't think anyone's meant to really go through life kind of not caring and not feeling moved and not feeling fired up. And I don't think that we're really meant to be here to just coast through life, kind of standing in the middle ground and just being there. At the end of the day, like, we don't live in a just world, in my opinion. We don't live in a world that has been set up for every single human being to succeed equally, right? And we could debate that, we could challenge that, which is all good. But really what it comes down to is, whatever and whenever we see any kind of injustice, that we stand up for our own moral code and honor that, regardless of the pushback, regardless of the haters, regardless of the comments, regardless of the unfollows. Like, if somebody doesn't like you standing up for yourself, they weren't going to hang around. So there's always going to be pushback. There are always going to be people who don't agree. There are always going to be people who do not get where you stand. There are always going to be people who don't want the truth to be out there. They don't want to see somebody standing in their light, in their power. They don't want to see somebody standing in their integrity, honoring their own moral code, because it highlights for the other person how much they are not following their own moral code or standing up for themselves, and lots of other things as well. I mean, we can go into so much detail with all of that, but at the end of the day, the pushback's always going to happen, and we're always stronger. Like, we do know how to deal with the pushback. We know how to deal with things that don't go our own way, as long as we don't lose our own way along